What a weekend we have on the gridiron, so let's welcome in our friend from the desert, Chuck Esposito, Sunset Station Sportsbook Director. Let's start in the collegiate ranks, Chuck, where on Monday night we will see a national champion crowned. It's a rematch of last year, Alabama taking on the Clemson Tigers. There's been some movement with Nick Saban's Alabama Crimson Tide coaching staff. Lane Kiffin out the door, Steve Sarkisian going to fill in the meantime. Has that meant much movement on the spread for the national championship game, or has that not really affected the number?
It really hasn't affected the number, Tyler. There has been movement. The game opened up 7. It was quickly bet down to 6.5. So early action was all one-sided in favor of Clemson, not only plus the points, but on the money line to win the game outright. I think it's kind of it's a factor of that Bama looked good against Washington, but not great. And Clemson looked so good against Ohio State, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Just 7 points seemed like a lot. But, since then, it's kind of started to come back towards the Bama way. And in the last 24 hours or so, we've actually gone back to 7. So late pushback on Bama. It's on that big key number 7. I still think the game closes below that, and the late money comes in on Clemson, who I think there's tremendous value on, maybe to win the game outright.
It should be a great national championship game again. Of course, that's Monday night, but before we get to that, the NFL calls on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Let's start with the matchup in the AFC between the Texans and the Raiders. Chuck has his thoughts on who is getting the money in that game when those two teams go at it with their backup quarterbacks, in some cases third-string quarterbacks. Search the Texans and the Raiders on your 120 app and find out what Chuck has to say from the desert about that AFC wildcard matchup.